How's your practice routine feeling lately? Are you practicing joy? If you practice joy, your audience will hear joy in your performance, and that lively winsomeness in your playing will win you way more fans than all the chops in the world. Students ask what I mean by practice joy. Well, of course, it goes without saying that you need to develop your technique, but music is way more than just chops.
It may help to think of your practice session like a lavish banquet. We didn't have many of those in 2020. Think of it in 3 parts. In part 1 of your banquet, you have introductions and greetings, catching up, small talk, hors d'oeuvres, drinks. In part 1 of your practice session, you have your warm-up. You're settling in, you're loosening up, you're getting in the groove. Part 2 of the banquet, of course, is the main course. Ribs, chicken, or shrimp. In part 2 of your practice session, you can really dig in and work intentionally through something that's really been intriguing you for the past several days. In part 3 of the banquet, you enjoy a nice hot cup of coffee and some dessert, and then you say your farewells, hugs or handshakes, and you're out the door. In part 3 of your practice session, you can reward yourself with a fun little jam. Now, doesn't that approach sound more doable, more inviting, more intriguing than staring forlornly at a closed horn case, wondering how to drum up the energy to open that case and start playing boring scales? Those 3 parts of your practice session kind of remind me of the comment by Oliver Wendell Holmes about how a simplistic idea develops into a complex struggle, but then finally resolves into a simple but elegant design.
So how about let's design a practice routine so enthralling, so much fun, that you just can't wait to pick up your axe and blow. Here's one typical example. Here's a practice session from a couple days back, which was both productive and immensely enjoyable. Every day isn't exactly like this. Sometimes it's long tones, sometimes it's reading through transcriptions. Never can say how a practice session is going to turn out when they're organic. But on this particular late evening session, I followed Sonny Rollins' advice. Sonny said, just start playing the horn. Listen to the sound. Feel your breath and the keys of your axe. Play a blues. Play a tune. Play any old licks that come to mind. Rollins called them clichés, but he didn't mean that as an insult. They're the bread and butter of learning. Don't evaluate. Don't judge. Just relate to your axe and enjoy how it sounds, how it makes you feel to play. After I blew for a while, this lick just popped out. I kind of liked it, so I kept repeating it. Maybe I tweaked it as I went along. I can't remember. After getting it smooth in one key, then I ran it down in all 12 keys. Then I wrote it down in my journal, knowing full well I'd forget it otherwise. After a day or two, I looked back at the transcription and discovered an inner logic, the thing that makes a phrase seem natural and organic, that I hadn't noticed before. Up to that point, I'd just been blowing without any idea of compositional coherence or any of that theoretical stuff. But there it was, the musical logic, just waiting to be discovered. Subconscious symmetry. Subconscious symmetry. Here's a recording of me playing this phrase in all 12 keys along with the chart. If you want to download the chart, click on the link below the video. After that, we'll discuss the logic hidden within this unusual phrase. Music seems to thrive on unity, variety, and coherence. So how does this phrase generate those traits? In these pictures, the phrase is divided into its 5 fragments. Notice that each fragment begins with a successive note of the scale: D, E, F, G, and A. Now notice how each fragment also ends on successive notes of the scale: G, A, B, C, and D. So what we have is a melodic contour such as the one shown by this blue line. That melodic shape has intermediate highs and lows. The orange line shows the contour of the highs. The green line shows the contour of the lows. This gives you 3 contours: the melodic shape itself, the high points, like the peaks in a mountain range, and the low points, like the valleys on a map. Coltrane creates triple contours like this a lot, and it gives his solos an added sense of logical coherence. Next, we look at the number of notes in each fragment: 4, 3, 4, 4, 4. If we were strictly into unity by repetition, all the fragments would be the same size. But here, we're looking for variety, just like Stan Getz did with his different phrase lengths shown in my post from last month. See the link below. Another way you add interest and variety is by starting each fragment on a different part of the beat. That's called playing on the other side of the beat. It's a ton of fun if your rhythm section is hip. We do that a lot in honk. Those players never get lost, so playing on the other side is a piece of cake for them. Since we're in 12/8, we have 2 complementary beats going on. The dotted quarter pulse, shown in red, has 4 beats to the bar. The 12/8 notes, shown in purple, are grouped in sets of 3, marked A, B, and C. The fragments within this phrase begin on beats 2A, 3B, 4B, 1C, and 3A. Those fragments end on beats 3A, 4A, 1B, 2C, and 4A. So you see the fragments take on different personalities, even though their melodic shapes are similar, because of the rhythmic offsets that we call playing on the other side of the beat. You get unity plus variety. You kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Playing on the other side of the beat like this gives your solo dynamic excitement. To finish this video, here's a recording of that jam I played over the rhythm track at the conclusion of my practice session. You'll note that I don't refer to the lick at all in the jam. I'm not sure I even remembered it at that point. I was just having fun with the band track. I guess that's the simplicity which comes after complexity, Oliver Wendell Holmes referred to. If you want to download a recording of the band track, the lick in all 12 keys, my post-lick jam, or the chart, click on the links below this video. Thanks for watching.